How did you grow up? You're the son of a preacher, Protestant.
My granddad was an evangelist. My granddad worked with the Sioux Indians. He was a missionary with the Sioux. My dad was a missionary with the Apaches. And I basically spent every weekend up on the Apache reservation going to church. You know, all my friends were church kids. I was the prodigal son.
Were you singing at that time? Did you sing hymns?
It was at 13, 14, 15 is when the band started. So 14, I started singing locally, which kind of was a ripple, you know. But my dad was very cool. This was the British invasion. Every week there was a new band. There was the Kinks, the Yardbirds, the Who. You remember because you were in that era too when you were going, wow, where are these bands coming from? The Beatles, of course, was the point on the arrow. And I would sit and watch this with my dad. My dad would be shaving, right? And I would say, I'd open up the Bible and I'd go, Ephesians 3:42. And he says, and the Lord said unto, right? And I'd say, okay, Luke 2:8. He says, and Jesus said to them, and I'd say, who plays bass for the Animals? And he goes, Chaz Chandler. And I go, my dad is really hip.
He's cool.
Well, he says, I love the music. He says, I can't stand by the lifestyle. You know, free love and drugs and sleeping around and all these things. I can't certainly abide by that. But your show and the music, I have no problem with. Our radio was always on. My parents really liked rock and roll. They had no problem. They were a big band, of course, but they liked rock and roll. And so the Beatles came along, and all of a sudden, oh, my dad's, well, those guys are really good. You know, they weren't the, you know, shaking the fist, don't ever do that. Of course, when they saw the Stones the first time, they might have been a little shook. Suddenly the Beatles were fine, you know, not realizing that I was already thinking, I'm going to make the Stones look like choir boys.
And you did.